Welcome back. A couple of quick things before I get started here. I probably won't be able to finish this video series of every NHL team. I apologize to the fans of the clubs. I don't get around to. There just isn't enough time. The season starts on January 13th, and there's just too many teams to do. Work just gets in the way as usual. But hey, when this becomes my job, that won't happen, right? The other thing I want to quickly mention is the graphic artist, my buddy Andrew, who put together the new logo for my channel, who happens to be a new children's book author, is having a contest for a signed copy of his book called Murphy's Butt Goes Bananas on his Instagram page. You can check that out with the details in my description box down below. He's giving away a free signed copy by his dog Murphy of the book. So if you happen to be a mom or a dad or an aunt or uncle or just know someone very petite and want to give them something nice, you can check that out. Now, flame on. Let's talk about the key arrivals, and we have to begin with Markstrom, right? The biggest fish they've probably landed, especially in net, since Kiprusoff back in, I want to say, 2013. 6'6", 206 pounds, and he signed a 6-year deal for $6 million AAV. Some don't like the term on that, but Markstrom doesn't have that many miles on him. He's only played 272 NHL games altogether. And this past season in 43 games, he had a .918 save percentage. And in the playoffs in 14 games, he was even better at .919. Of course, he got injured against the Vegas Golden Knights, and that's when Demko took over. If I'm going to be nitpicky about this, I don't feel he's... Has he arrived? I'm not 100% convinced yet. Close. I'm like 95% convinced, because the couple seasons before that he was a .912, and previously his highest save percentage was a .915 back in the 2015-16 season. So I don't doubt he can keep it up, but yeah, anyway, some food for thought. Moving along, the other big fish was Chris Tanev, the right shot defenseman, the stay-at-home shot blocker, who they picked up, 6'2", 197 pounds. He's 31 right now, and he signed a 4-year deal with them for $4.5 million. He just had a birthday in December. The last year of that contract especially might be a bit iffy, but hopefully the cap goes up by then. Hopefully. He's a stay-at-home defenseman. He can be a beast in the playoffs, as he proved in the ones that just happened. And in 69 games, he had 2 goals, 20 points, plus 4 during the regular season. In the playoffs, in 17 games, 1 goal, 7 points, plus 1. He's playing with Quinn Hughes, who he plays with in Vancouver. Will be interesting. Some say it'll be Giordano. Some say it might be with Hanifin. Maybe Anderson gets a shot to play with Gio. We'll see how that shakes out. Next up, I want to talk about Josh Levo, a nice depth piece. They also poached from the Canucks. 6'2", 192 pounds. He's 27 years old. His birthday is in May. Plays both wings, but he's right shot. Now, last season in 36 games, 7 goals, 19 points, and plus minus, he was a 0. This kid's been very unlucky throughout his career. He started out with Toronto for a number of years, and Babcock didn't like him when he was there for whatever reason. He sat most of the time in the press box. He's got a really good shot, and I think in a full season could score close to 20 goals. He's got that potential. Maybe in this 56-game schedule, he come close to, 15. Some see him playing the third line. Maybe he plays the fourth, but he can fill in throughout the lineup on the wing wherever there's injuries, and he'd be a good guy to have on that power play. He's got a good shot from the circle. Next, let's talk about some depth pieces in the forward group, starting with, is it Joachim or... Yeah, Joachim Nordstrom. I'm going to go with that. He's a left winger. He was with Boston in the past couple seasons. He's I'm not sure he'll get a spot on the lineup right away. If he does, it'll be on the fourth line. He's 6'1", 194 pounds. He's 28 years old. We'll have another birthday in February coming up. He'll be 29. In 48 games last season with the Bruins, 4 goals, 7 points, -6. And in 13 playoff games, had 2 assists and a -6. Has played 400 NHL games and has been in the playoffs 46 games, excuse me. So that's a nice piece of depth for him, and he signed only a 1-year deal at $700,000, so it's a no-risk thing. Josh Levo, by the way, I didn't mention, he also signed a 1-year deal at $875,000. Next, another depth piece in Dominic Simon, who I think will probably start on that fourth line. We'll see. He plays both wings. He's a left shot, 26 years old. Birthday's in August. He also signed for $700,000 on a 1-year deal. He's been with Pittsburgh his entire career. In 64 games there last season, 7 goals, 22 points, -9, and he's got 12 playoff games of experience. Moving along, let's talk about some defense here. They signed Alex Petrovic to a 1-year deal worth $700,000. A right shot defender, 6'4", 216 pounds. Big boy. Now, he's played mostly through Florida throughout his career, had a stop in Edmonton, but for the first time in a while, spent the whole season in the AHL last season, where in 54 games he had 2 goals, 20 points, and was a -1. He'll probably be on the taxi squad. Some say maybe he could even slide in next to Mackey. We'll see. Next, there's Nikita Nesterov, who is a left shot defender. He's 27, 5'11", 191 pounds, but can play the right. And most pundits are saying he will be the one who starts with Mackey on the right side. Now, he's been away for 3 years in the KHL, but he does have 132 games of experience between Tampa and Montreal, and has played 28 playoff games throughout his career. Last season with CSKA Moscow, in 53 games, he had 7 goals, 23 points, +7. Moving along, there's another defenseman in Connor Mackey who they signed, who's got some potential here. He's 24. They signed him right out of the NCAA, 6'2", 183 pounds. Now, he's a left shot, if I didn't say that already. And in 36 games last season, he had 7 goals, 24 points, and was a +23. The only hurdle in his way is Valimaki, really, unless he can play the right side, because he's a lefty. So, and I don't know if I see him being on the taxi squad. You think they'd want him to be playing? So if he's not on the team, starting with the team, maybe he'll be in the AHL. We'll see. You Calgary fans out there can give me your insight into that. They signed him to a 1-year deal worth $925,000. It's a 2-way deal. Moving along, we'll talk about some more defensemen in a bit. But the re-signees, so to speak, Andrew Mangiapane, I love saying that name, plays both wings, his left shot, was on the second line last season, sort of had a breakout season too. He was 24 years old, he's 5'10", 184 pounds, birthday in April, and he signed a 2-year deal worth $2.42 million, 2.425 AAV, and in 68 games last season, had 17 goals, 32 points, +4 in 10 playoff games, 2 goals, 5 points, -2. Not bad. This could be a good deal if he continues to improve. Most think he has a bit of a higher ceiling in a full season. Could put in over 20 goals. So we'll wait and see how he continues to develop. And then there's Oliver Shillington, who they signed late, the defenseman. He's 6', 183 pounds from Sweden. He's 23 years old, has a birthday in May. He's a left shot. I would think he would be on the taxi squad. I'm not sure he'll be starting. 1 or 2 pundits do say they might see him in there to begin, but he has played 87 games already with Calgary. And last season in 48 games, 7 points minus 6. Now, the departures from the lineup. TJ Brody, of course, signed with Toronto. Austin Cesarnik, the center, signed with the Islanders. Eric Gustafsson, the defenseman, who they traded for. Is it from Chicago? He signed with Philly, surprisingly enough. Travis Hamonic, I thought they might re-sign him, but he's now signed a PTO with Vancouver. Jankowski has signed with Pittsburgh. Tobias Ryder, the winger, signed with Buffalo. And Cam Talbot, of course, signed with Minnesota. Now, some of the rookies who I thought might make the lineup. Now I'm not so sure because of the way things are. I'm looking at 3 centers: Adam Ruzynska, Glenn Godwin, and Matthew Phillips, if I'm pronouncing all those correctly. If they don't crack the lineup, I'm not sure they stay on the taxi squad. You would think Calgary might want them to get reps in wherever, in the AHL or the minors, juniors, whatever. So, and then there's also Yeltsin. A right shot defenseman who might be able to make the taxi squad. I believe he has played some games with them. In any case, I would love to hear from you, Calgary fans, especially on that bottom pairing on the defense, and how you think the lineups are going to shake out as well. Now, how do I rate their offseason? I'm going to give it a B+. Landing Markstrom was huge, obviously. When it comes to their best acquisition, it's got to be him, right? The sleeper on all this, I think, will Levo. If he can add some depth scoring, that'll really help them, especially playoff time. The dark horse, this is arguable, but Petrovic, bang for the buck. Mangiapane. My don't forget about section here, I have Simon and Nordstrom, and even Tanev, seeing where exactly he'll fit in. That's it. That's all. Congratulations. You've made it to the end of the video. Why don't you celebrate by hitting that like and subscribe button? Thank you again so much for joining me. Please be kind to each other out there, and I'll see you soon.